Welcome to day 9 of the 100-day mindfulness challenge. My name is Miss Steer, and today we're going to be exploring our senses and the present moment through some mindful looking. First though, let's go back to Alex and remind ourselves of the kinds of thoughts that Alex is having this week. Number 1, he wants ice cream but there just isn't any in the house. Number 2, he's missing his friends. Number 3, he's feeling bored. Number 4, he's not allowed to go on his game. Number 5, he's got a very mean and unpleasant cat. I know how that goes. Number 6, his friend hasn't texted him back. And number 7, he is doing some work, but he's finding it quite difficult. He's struggling. So following our usual pattern, I'm going to give you some new questions so that you can use this information, but think about it from another angle. Question number 1. Are Alex's thoughts focused on things that he does have or things that he doesn't? So are his thoughts pointed towards things that he's really already grateful for and thankful for, or are they pointed towards things that he doesn't have, things that he wishes he has, things he's upset that he doesn't have? Question number 2. So remember last week we tried our mindful eating, and the first part of that activity was to look at that ordinary item of food, that grape, and to look at that in HD. And what I mean by that is to really look as if you've never seen it before. How might it help Alex to be more grateful or thankful or just appreciative of what he does have if he tries an activity like that and he looks at things more closely like we did? As always, take as much time as you need to think about this, to speak about this, to jot down notes about this if you wish, whatever you can do in your situation, and we'll come back to this in a few minutes. Off you go. Welcome back. I hope you've had time to really think about these questions and answers, and I'll give you my take on this. So if we look at those thoughts that Alex is having, they are predominantly focused on things that he doesn't have, things that he is unhappy about, things that he wishes he had, things that he wishes were different. He's thinking about the friends that he misses, the ice cream he doesn't have, the one friend that didn't text him back, and he's missing the things to be thankful for there, because maybe with a bit of a different perspective, with a little bit of a shift in the way he thinks, he could really appreciate how lucky he is to have the food in the house that he does have and somebody preparing it. Maybe he could choose to be thankful for the friends that he does have, that he does miss because they're such good friends. Maybe he could choose to be thankful for the friends that have messaged him back and the people that he has spoken to. He could slightly change his perspective and look at things from a different angle, and that might help the next moment for Alex be a better one. In fact, it might help him feel better about the whole situation. And when we are focused on the negative and the things that we don't have, we often miss the beauty of the ordinary things that we do have around us. Last week when we did our mindful eating, I noticed things on that grape that I was eating that really made me appreciate that simple grape in a completely different way to how I would usually see that. So by looking in HD, by really looking with curiosity, Alex could train himself perhaps to really notice the things that he does have and really appreciate them even more. So I want us to try that. And I'll show you what this looks like first with me doing this, and then I'll give you some pause time so that you can repeat this with some objects or an object around you. I'm going to do this with an ordinary classroom pencil, and here it is. And I'm going to try and come up with 5 things that I can notice about this pencil that I wouldn't ordinarily notice, because usually I just pick it up and write with it. and there's no looking really going on there because I've seen a pencil thousands of times before, so I really don't pay attention to it. So we're going to change that, and I'm going to pay attention to this with curiosity. So what do I notice? Well, I notice that I can see in the light reflected the indentation of the brand of the pencil. I notice little yellow dints on the black line. So even though I would just see that as a black line, when I look closer, there's dints in it, but there's also little yellow markings. I notice that when I look at the nib of the pencil, the top part of it, I can see texture. I can see the grain of the wood. I can see tiny little hairs coming off the top of that, and different markings and lines on there, and different shades too. A kind of a darkness of the lead, but some lighter shades as well. I can see the actual lead of the pencil, which is a really dark charcoal colour, and I can also see the different layers and levels where the pencil has been sharpened right at the tip. So all we're doing here is looking at an object that we've probably looked at and seen many, many times before, but I want you to imagine that you have never seen this before. Imagine that you are about to describe this to somebody who has never seen this before, or maybe you think that you're about to draw this pencil. What layer of detail would you have to look at this pencil in order to be able to draw that or describe it to somebody else? So use your pause time now to really look in HD, in high definition, at an everyday object. And I'd like you to try and spot 5 different things on there that you don't ordinarily notice when you are on autopilot. So I want you to go into full pilot mode and really notice the details of this object. Take some pause time now. Welcome back. Hopefully you've had a really good look at one or more objects and you've noticed some things that you usually miss. Remember, this is how we build up our attention muscles. Speaking of which, I would like you, for your challenge today, to try this out with 3 more things. You are welcome to throw in some more mindful breath, some body scans, some mindful action, especially if you're picking something up. You could notice how your body feels as you do that. Feel free to get really creative and just keep trying out the different things that we've been doing in the way that feels right for you. Try to set yourself a target of noticing at least 3 things per item. I think you could go for more, but I will leave that up to you. It depends how confident you are feeling today. As always, you can extend this practice by writing down some notes, maybe jotting down things that you've seen. And actually for this one, if you want to throw in some drawing and have a go at drawing some of the objects that you have seen, then that might push you even further. Any questions, anything that you'd like to share, give an adult a nudge and ask them to share on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook. Use the hashtag mindful100 and I will try and get back to you. That's it for today. I will see you tomorrow for day 10.